Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Bean here, and today I'm coming at you with one of my favorite videos to film, and that is my TBR game video. So, as some of you may know, I have started doing a game in order to decide my TBR for the month. So yes, I have jumped onto this bandwagon and I am riding it because I have ADD and I need something to keep me interested, I guess. And I need things that are new, and this is something that I am really enjoying so far. So we're gonna hop right into it. But first, let's look at last month's TBR, January's TBR. Now, January's TBR had 8 books in the game plus another 3 or 4. I think it was 12 books total that I had on my TBR last month. I read 10, which I'm pretty happy with. Not all of them were in the game. Not all of them were books that I had picked because it's me and that's just kind of how I operate. So I have a couple books sitting right next to me that I did not finish last month. And so what I've decided that is, instead of some sort of punishment or anything, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm just going to prioritize the books that I didn't read last month for this month. And those books are City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. This book I have actually started. I read like the first chapter just because I read it on my lunch break. So I am excited. I have a feeling I will like whiz through this book. I am so excited to read this one. The next one is The Wolf in the Whale by Jordanna Max Brodsky. This is a bit of a chunker of a book, but I am very intrigued by it, so I do want to get to this one this month. The next one is another bit of a chunker, but it is one that I have a feeling I will absolutely love, and that is A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. So this one I also will be hopefully getting to this month, this really short month. And the last book that I didn't read in January that was on my TBR is The Shadows Between Us by Tricia Levenseller. Yeah, I have no words. Hey, this kind of matches my makeup today, which is very interesting. All right. I have no reason why I haven't read this. I just haven't. And I know this will take me like a day to read. So we just got to get to it. All right, now that I have those 4 out of the way, I can move on to the actual game itself. So for those of you who haven't been around, what I do is I take a deck of cards that I have and I shuffle it and then I draw a card. I go with 6 cards. Each card has its own individual prompt, which I have on my iPad. I have them all loaded up in there. And I just go through it that way. So let's get on to the shuffle and the first draw. All right, so the first card that I drew is the King of Clubs. Now, the King of Clubs, the prompt for this one is a mom pick. So I have sent my mother a message and she will give me a book that she thinks I should read. So I have no idea what my mother will pick because her tastes are all over the place. The last time she picked a book for me, I actually ended up rereading the Angels and Demons series by Dan Brown, and I did enjoy it. Because that's one of her big things, but her favorite books are by James Patterson, who I am not a big fan of. So we'll see what she ends up getting for me. I know she's been reading a couple. I don't know what she's been reading actually lately. She hasn't been reading a lot because she's been in school. So we'll see what she comes up with. I'm very excited to see. So the second card that I picked is the 9 of Diamonds. Now the 9 of Diamonds, the prompt for the 9 of Diamonds is LGBTQ plus rep, and I'm very excited to have drawn this card because I'm going to finally read Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. Now this has a male-male romance Plus, I believe our main character is trans. And this cover, guys, though, it's just, I'm kind of in love with it. And I don't know a lot about it. I knew more about it when I bought it. And now I don't remember because I don't remember what most of my books are about, which is very unfortunate. But I believe this is about a boy who, I think he's a trans boy who has summoned a ghost and is now attempting to get rid of said ghost. But I don't remember if he falls in love with the ghost or if he falls in love with a kid in his class. I don't remember, but I'm very excited for this book. I've been wanting to read this one. It's been on my TBR, so I'm super excited for this. The next card that I picked is the Six of Diamonds. And now the Six of Diamonds is the most recent release that I have. And so I will be reading What Big Teeth by Szabo. And this actually you will have seen in a couple of my videos now because I've talked about it in 2 different anticipated reads videos. This follows a girl named Eleanor who is going home for the summer, I believe, but she has to go home to a family of literal monsters, and she has to go because someone new has come into town and is threatening her family, and so she has to accept her family of monsters and the monster inside of herself in order to save her family and the town. So I'm super excited. It's so cool. I'm so excited about this book. I love this cover. Obsessed. It couldn't be nice to me, could it? It just couldn't do it. Nope, couldn't do it. Because the next card is the Five of Clubs. Five of Clubs is a big book. So, not only do I have these books that I'm reading, but I'm also going to add a big book to it. But the big book that I have... So what qualifies as a big book? Something over 500 pages. Basically a tome. So what I have decided to read is The Book Thief by Markus Zusack. I started this book a long while ago, but never finished it. So now is my chance to finish this book. All right, we got no doubles yet, so fingers crossed we don't get any yet. So the next card I pulled is the Two of Clubs, and now the Two of Clubs represents, what does it represent? Is a second chance, and the two is the second chance, and the clubs is for the YA. So a YA book that I'm going to give a second chance to. And now that book I have decided, pushing it a little bit on this one. I'm going to use This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. This book I haven't actually read before. I know I'm super behind and I know I'm going to love it because violin on cover too and demons and music and yes. I started this book back probably when the second one actually came out and I put it down. And that's it. That's like as far as I got on it. So I know I need to read this one, and this is the perfect opportunity to do so. I spoke too soon. We got another 9. So that means we have a double, which means that we're going to be drawing 7 cards total as of now. 1 extra card. I can do 1 extra card. That's fine, I think. I'm still going to be pushing it, but we'll see how this goes. So we got the 9 of Spades, and the 9 of Spades is a urban fantasy book. And now I have the perfect book for this one that I have been wanting to read, and one that is actually technically an art copy that I got back when it came out in 2018. So I'm going to read Lipstick Voodoo by Kristi Charish. No, honestly, I loved the first book in this series, and I have the 3rd book on my shelf, so I am hopefully going to be able to get to this one finally, which there isn't a reason as to why I've put it off. I honestly just haven't picked it up. There's no other reason for it, but I love this series. It follows a voodoo practitioner who has a ghost for a roommate, and she ends up, in the first book, there's zombies running around, and I think in this one there's some sort of possession going on, so I'm intrigued. Not to mention, everything I've read by Kristi Charish, I have absolutely loved, so I expect nothing less from this one. I should learn just to keep my mouth shut when it comes to talking about doubles, because I got another double. So this is the 2 of diamonds. So I now have 2 2s as well. So we will be drawing another card after this one. The 2 of diamonds is the second book in a series. I'm irritated now. I have decided to read Soul of the Sword by Julie Kagawa. I read the first book last year and it was one of my favorite books of the year. And so I planned on reading this one several times. I picked it up several times and I just never read it. So yeah, things need to happen now. I need to read this book. And the last card, because this is actually the last card this time. I'm quite happy. It actually is. It is. It's the 7 of Hearts. So, last card, 7 of Hearts, is to read a book with disability rep. This I am actually super excited for. In general, I love reading books about disability rep. For those of you who don't know, I have an older brother who is disabled. He is in a wheelchair. He has several different diagnoses, but the main one is actually cerebral palsy. And that is what is the disability of our main character in A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Brigid Kemmer. So I am very intrigued and super excited to read this series. I know the 3rd one just came out. I believe it came out in January or the beginning of this month. Whatever it came out, it just dropped. And I am so excited to see disability rep in fantasies. I know there's some, but I haven't read a lot of them yet, and I plan on changing that this year. So if you have recommendations for me, leave them down below. But I am so excited to read this. And I've been told I will get hooked on that series. So that is what I have. Oh, hold on. I'm missing one. I did forget one book, and the one book that I did forget is our buddy read for the Serpent and Badger Book Club, which is a book club that we host on Goodreads, and where you might do a live, I don't know. We're still figuring out how we're going to do our book talk since we're not going to be sitting down together probably. It's just not going to work, and with COVID, it's not the best idea. But we will be reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, and I cannot express to you how excited I am to read this book because it's everywhere. This book follows Addie LaRue, who makes the deal with the devil to live forever, but the consequence of this deal is that she can never be remembered. She can never leave a fingerprint on anything. And so as soon as she walks away or turns her back or someone turns their back on her, they forget all about her. Until one day when she walks into a bookstore and a boy remembers her name. So this has been taking the book world by storm. So this will be 2 V.E. Schwab books I read this month. Well, Victoria Schwab, V.E. Schwab, same person, yes. I'm excited. I'm so excited to read these. So, yes, all of these. This is my TBR. It's long. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 12 books again. 13. It's these counting the one that my mother decides to give me or have me read. So I will, if I have it, I will post it right here so that way I know what it is. Or that way you know what it is. I hope she gives me a short book. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to know what you think about my new setup. I'm trying to figure out how to stand with this new ring light that I got and this new setup, and I'm really liking this so far. It's definitely different, but it definitely feels a bit more professional to me, honestly, and I'm looking kind of to switch it up a little bit. I'd like to get that lamp out of the way, but I don't know when to do that. Or there's nowhere for it to go yet. So we'll get there when we get there. Anyways, yeah, that's what I got for you guys here today. So if you enjoyed this video, please, now is the perfect time to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And if you want to be reminded when we post these videos, hit the little bell icon down below. If you want to get in contact with any of us, please, all of our links are down in the description, along with talk to us in the comments. Please. We like to talk to you all in the comments, so that's always good. Always great to hear from you guys, and until next time, I hope you stay safe, stay healthy, wear a mask, and keep reading. We'll talk to you later. Bye! All right, the first card I drew is the 10 of clubs. Not the 10 of clubs. Wow. Let's try that again.